I love the way that the universal intelligence of benevolence brings us what we need. Over the years that I've been doing Darkroom Retreat, I've been gifted with meeting amazing people, from the yogis I met at Kumbh Mela, huge festival in India with over 50 million people coming through over a few months. Listening to their stories, meeting monks and yogis who have talked to me about the stages that are very acceptable in Indian society. Like a male may spend the first 20, 25 years getting educated, and the next 20, 25 years being married, raising family, doing all that, and then meeting a point in life where it's socially acceptable to go off and be the yogi, be the wanderer, be the sage or the monk or swami, whatever is required, if it really calls their heart. And our society has long supported that. Many years ago, I was in Paris, and one such yogi called me to meet with him, and our teams all set it up, and I came into the little apartment he was staying in. Such a sweet man, and he had been trained as a medical doctor. A dad, been married for a long time, but at around age 50, he felt this call to hit the road, but it wasn't the road. It was to hit the pathway of exploring his own yogi, divine nature, his Atman, as it's called in India. And he went to live in the forests, surrounded by Mother Nature. He left everything, gave away a lot of his worldly goods, made sure family were taken care of. And he went and he just spent time meditating and studying the creatures in the forest, how they were living, how they were eating. He said he noticed over time how many of these creatures had very little food, but they had so much energy. And he began to pick up this high vibrational electromagnetic Mother Nature chi field that we know our Qigong masters in India have accessed for a long time. Not in India, but in China, but also the yogis in India, in the Himalayas as well. He noticed over time that he was eating less and less and less, until finally he was just in such a harmonic in the forest with Mother Nature and the animals and just the high energy there, that he stopped eating altogether. Eventually, he said, he had this call that it was time, now he'd mastered that, to go back into the cities and to travel and share of this phenomena with other people that he met. And he ended up living in a village, and people were a bit unsure of what he was saying, and he decided he wanted to share another level of mastery that he'd accomplished himself, that he didn't know he could do, and was quite surprised about when he discovered he could. And he had people in the village dig a big hole and line it, make it relatively comfortable, I guess, with mats or whatever, and cover it and put dirt over it. And he said, come and get me in about 3 months. I'm going on a cosmic holiday. These are my words, not his, but you'll get the gist of the story. And so he went in, they covered him with dirt. After a while, there was no oxygen, there was no toilet, there was no food, there was no water, and they were worried. They thought, oh, this is almost like suicide. But he kept assuring them before he went in that this was his mastery, that he could do this, and to come and get him out in a few months, and they did. So he went in like the Essenes, like the Arawak, the Kogi in Colombia, and others who have played with this. He would change his breathing, change the metabolic rate, drop into a very almost bear-like hibernation state, Many animals do this. They eat very little and go for long periods without taking physical food. He did the same, just as he'd done in the jungle. And he just sat and opened. Unhooked from the physical world, he just opened to feel the cosmic forces, not Mother Nature chi, but cosmic chi, expanding, dropping back, relaxing into his more multi-dimensional nature, and he had a holiday. When they dug him up 3 months later, his body was a little bit stiff. His fingernails had grown, and there was a little bit of massage work to get him a bit more limber again. But people were amazed. They were shocked that he was this person who could do this and survived. And as is human nature, we often then go, oh, but you're special, because we're not actually educated to understand the magnificence of the human design and what we are all actually capable of. So we've been holding these darkroom retreats for something like 20 odd years now with thousands of people. I call them our darkroom laboratories, and people come in to experiment with transcending time, with flooding their bodies with the more potent essence chi, not Mother Nature or cosmic chi, but pure essence chi. They're experimenting with the coding, the quantum coding we offer for another part of themselves to rise and dominate, so that they can go cosmic traveling if they want, or they can have all the veils of illusion of this beta brainwave frequency world disappear to reveal something else about themselves. What happens when we're anchored more in alpha frequency of the brain, or go deeper into theta? Can we be across the world from family and friends and go into that state of remote viewing that many are trained in, and visit family as well, and find that we are not confined to darkroom space. In fact, by unhooking from all the external senses, dropping back more to true nature, we get freer and freer and freer. And this is why so many of you who are watching, who've been with us before, I know you love darkroom so much, and why you're coming back. And you know the protocol for preparation for that, because you've been with us before. And for those of you who haven't considered darkroom, contact Angie at the details at the end of the video or in the written area below, and feel in your heart, is it right for you to really explore other levels of yourself in this quite extreme but incredibly rewarding way. We look forward to having all of this begin again and meeting so many of you again, and also our new ones coming in. This is one of my favorite things to do, and personally, I get so many benefits from our darkroom laboratory space, and I know you will too. This is Jazz Maheen for the Embassy of Peace.